wishes. It's Holly. Welcome to Dandelion Stitches. Welcome, welcome. So glad that you're here for What's Up Friday. Today is question and answer. You've put questions out and I will attempt to answer them. Some of them are going to be of interest and some of them are not going to be. They're kind of specific. So if you hit on a topic that you really don't care about, you can just fast forward to the next one or whatever. But first of all, how are you? Are you okay? Are you remembering to hydrate and get a little something to eat and maybe just get up and move around a little bit? Are you remembering how important you are to the world in general and to other people specifically? I hope that you are. So, I'm okay. I've had a headache for days and days and days. But apparently it's another score one for Parkinson because apparently migraine-ish headaches are not uncommon with a Parkinson's diagnosis. So, and if you're wondering, yes, I am keeping a list of all of the symptoms and when they're doing their thing. So, yay. Let's just go ahead and start right off. And this first one, I literally could talk to you for so long. Someone wanted to know my favorite books and if I have a favorite author. I have a few favorite authors, depending upon what genre I'm reading at the time. I will read just about anything. I'm not huge on thrillers or horror. I don't like horror, but for cute little romantic comedies, there's Abby Jimenez. I love Abby. She lives in Minneapolis. Her books are never a disappointment, ever, if that's what you're looking for. They're just sweet, lovely. You just feel good reading them. Sarah J. Maas in the romantasy, anything that woman puts out, it's going to be in my hands the minute it hits the bookstore. I mean, she would be Court of Thorn and Roses, the Throne of Glass series, the Crescent City series. Good stuff. Such good stuff. I also really love like books that are a little quirky and maybe have a fantasy element. I do really like fantasy. There's an author, Rachel Gillig, I believe is her name. And she changed my world a year ago when I first picked up One Dark Window. And I actually will put these books down below in the description box in case you want to pick them up. One Dark Window, didn't think it could get any better. And then she came out with a second book. And it's a duology called Two Twisted Crowns. So good. And now there's a third book, but it's not a part of a series. It's a new series called The Night and the Moth, I believe. Just make me think about it. Like, I'm still thinking about it. They're just so good. General fiction, I just recently finished Atmosphere by Taylor Jenkins Reid. That, man, she can tell a story. That was, I listened to it, Tom listened to it. It's a really, really good book. And then another one that's, I believe, coming out as a movie soon is Project Hail Mary. So good. So, oh my gosh, so good. Just, it takes some little twists and turns, and I love it. There is, Laini Taylor. Laini Taylor writes YA books, but her first series was The Daughter of Smoke and Bone, and the next one, the first book I think is called Strange the Dreamer. They are quirky. I love them, just love them. She writes the most endearing characters. So good. And then finally, and I can't think of her name, and I apologize. And like I said, I will put it down in the description box. She wrote 2 little books. The first one is A Psalm for the Wild Built. And the second one is Crown. Shoot, I'll look them up. Short little books, beautifully written, about a tea monk who drives his little tea cart all around, puts up his table, and he's kind of like a little traveling psychologist. People come and sit down and just talk. And he ends up having an interesting relationship with a robot. And like I said, they're quirky, but they're, again, just beautiful stories, just lovely books. So that is, and seriously, I could go on for an hour. I mean, so many good books, so many, goodness, what would we do without books? I don't know. I have always been a reader. Neither one of my children are readers. Neither one. Kais's husband, Jake, is a reader, and he and I frequently talk books. But, yeah, there's just, don't know what happened. But anyway, somebody asked me about getting a Maine Coon cat and what makes them different. What they're apparently thinking about getting a Maine Coon cat. And so here you go. They are not like any cat I've ever known, ever. She is, what I was hoping for was a cuddly lap cat who would kind of be there with me all the time. I got the be there with me all the time part. She is always with either Tom or I, always. If we're in a room, especially if we're in the room together, she's with us all the time. We have people over. She's still in the room. She does not want you to touch her, especially if you don't know her. But she's very people-oriented. If she thinks that she's alone, she will cry this horrible meow, 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 thinking she's alone thing, and I'll call her name and she'll come running in, and like, she's definitely got anxiety. Maine Coons are big. She's a little over 10 pounds right now. But she's very, very long. She's a really long body and a really long tail. She knows no fear. She'll jump onto anything, do crazy stuff. She vocalizes almost all the time. If you couldn't handle a cat that is vocal, this is not your cat. She has this funny little trill that she does that I've never heard a cat do. It's not like when they sit at the window and they like cackle kind of, or it's not that at all. It's a different kind of, I wish I had a video of it to explain it. She gets bored really easily. You really need to keep her entertained. She's got toys hanging all over the house where she can play with. I guess that's about, she is more like a dog than a cat. She's, we have had her outside a few times. Now we've had snow quite a lot lately, and she's not into that at all. But it is our hope that we will get her on a harness and be able to take her outside in the summer. If we're going to be doing it, then she needs to be doing it too. So, unfortunately for us and her, her digestive system is not good. And I have read that Maine Coons have really, really difficult tummies. She has to eat like 6 times a day or she'll throw up. If she gets too much in her stomach, she'll throw up. And believe me, we have tried everything, like everything. And nothing seems to really work. And when she throws up, she cries and it's horrible and it's traumatic for her. So I could not love her more. Even though she's not exactly what I was looking for. She's who she is. And I don't, she's funny. She's just a funny cat. It seemed like there was something else important about her that I should have written it down, but anyway. I would definitely recommend a Maine Coon. Absolutely. I mean, if you're going to get a purebred cat, oh, they're expensive. That's be prepared for that. If you get lucky and you find one in a shelter somewhere, boy, snatch that cat up. But they're very, very pricey. And considering how many times we have had her to the vet for stomach things, and she'd had a UTI, and she was really responsibly bred, but she's had a hard time. So that's Maine Coon cats. The next question was, do Tom or I belong to a Parkinson's support group? We do not. That is not to say that we shouldn't or that they're not good. I'm sure that they are. Tom does not really, we're doing fine. And he is not really looking for listening to a lot of people talk about how bad it can be. We'll face it as it comes. And if he needs help, he will look for it then. The thing about Parkinson's is that it is different for every single person who has it. So where some people have certain symptoms, other people have other symptoms, and it's a really complicated. It's like my analogy is there's just little guys up in my brain pushing buttons, and it's not like they have any idea what the buttons are doing. They're just pushing a button. So one day I'll have really bad tremors, and then the next day my legs feel really heavy and I can't walk. Or so to be in a group of other people that have Parkinson's, it's just for me anyway. I'm not interested. Like I said, I see the value. It's just not for me right now. I think there probably is a pretty good one on Facebook, but anyway. The question is, what do I take for my tremors? And when did they start? And when did I notice them? I did not notice them myself in the beginning. I had a friend say to me, your hands are shaking. And I thought, oh, well, okay. And then after I had seen a doctor and I asked other people, they would say, oh, yeah, we've seen your hands shake all the time. So my doctor thought that it was essential tremors, which is a thing unto itself and no fun whatsoever, I'm sure. But it is just the tremors. And so he prescribed for me, and please, I am not a doctor. I am not a medical person. I don't know why he chose this prescription. He just chose something because he chose to medicate me because along with the hand tremors, I was having horrible restless leg. Like I could not sleep through the night at all. The restless leg was just terrible. So he put me on Mirapex. There are so many medications. And the Mirapex did help the restless leg quite a lot. It turned out I was also anemic, and that also, once we got the anemia under control, that also helped the restless leg. But in the meantime, he said I would feel better if you just went to see a neurologist, and so I went in and saw. He referred me to one, and she did this and that, and had me walk and bended my arm and this and she said, yeah, you have Parkinson's, and I kind of went, okay. Well, thanks. She said diagnosis is very difficult. It's pretty much based on symptoms, and you've got quite a lot of them. When I walk, my right hand does not, my right arm doesn't move. You know how when you usually walk, your arms go back and forth. My arm does not. That's a symptom. My balance is not, even back then, my balance was not great. And it's something about my elbow, my joints. My joints are like, they need some WD-40. They need some, like, I'm the Tin Man. So right now we're choosing to stick with the Miropex, but there are other medications that will make the tremors, just the tremors, more manageable. But it's got nasty side effects, and sometimes you have to do that, which is worse. And right now I'm choosing tremors. So that's that. The last question on the list is, how is Dandelion? Dandelion is starting to show her age a little bit. This cold winter, she is bored out of her mind. And she still is mad at us because we got Bast. Oh, never mind. I'll get back to that one. But she's good. She sleeps just all the time. I will try to get Tom to take some video of her when he takes her out, just so you have proof of life. But she's good. She's an old couch lady. Yesterday, Bast was determined that she was going to make Dandelion love her. And she would go over and lay by Dandelion and just touch her. And Dandelion would growl and then get up and walk away. And she just, we've talked to her about it many times, but she just, no, not happening. The last question is really because I missed it farther up. Why did we name Bast Bast? And that's always a big one. Bastet was an Egyptian goddess. She was shaped like a cat, and she was the goddess of protection and many other things that appealed to me. I've always been kind of fascinated by Egyptian gods, and also, Tom and I read a book that had a storyteller in it, and his name was Bast. And it kind of just stuck in our heads. And when we were on vacation with the kids in Minnesota, I was still just trying to find a name. And Bast was my first choice. But I kept thinking, no one's going to know. What is Bast? It's going to be a constant. Why did you name her Bast? But every time I'd come up with a new one, Kaisa would say, no, she's Bast. She's Bast. And she is. She thinks she rules everything. She is indeed the goddess of cat world. So that's why her name is Bast. So that's it for the questions. Like I said, there were a lot of them probably that were not on your list of wanting to know about. But yeah, that's it. I'm pretty much an open book. I tell you guys a great deal about my life. So I hope that you are not freezing. They are already contemplating closing school here tomorrow because it's not supposed to get above 0. So, yeah, stay warm, stay safe, be well, be safe, and hopefully, here it is, your moment of zen. Love you, bye. Hello, Dandelion. You're such a good girl. You bored? You were just outside.